Ever feel like if you stop, you disappear? Like the second you're not producing something, the world just forgets you exist. Like rest equals irrelevance. On some days, it feels like the only reason to get up is to check a box, hit a goal, prove you're still useful, and if you don't, you're not enough. You don't matter. You don't count. We start believing we have to do in order to be. That peace, love, even basic respect has to be earned with output. But what if that's a lie? What if you are not your productivity? What if you could stop completely and still be worthy? What if, even when you produce nothing, you're still everything? We live in a world where rest feels like a guilty pleasure. And productivity? It's practically a religion. Ever notice how people brag about being burned out? Like exhaustion is a badge of honor. Just grinding, man. Running on 3 hours of sleep, but let's go. Haven't had a second to breathe. As if being overwhelmed makes you valuable. As if collapsing quietly means you're doing something right. We wear busyness like armor. Smile through the burnout. Pretend the hustle is holy. But deep down, we're breaking. Quietly. Constantly. Because somewhere along the way, we were taught that our worth is tied to what we produce. School didn't teach us how to rest. Most families didn't either. And work? Work only loves you when you're useful. There's a pressure in our chest that no one talks about. That invisible weight? It has a name. The pressure to perform. Always. To be enough. To prove yourself. To justify your space on this planet by how much you get done. It's like the world is silently whispering, "You can stay, but only if you bring something to the table." So we hustle for approval. Chase rest like a reward. Try to earn love by checking boxes. We wake up already feeling behind. Sip coffee like it's armor. Shower while mentally prepping for the next meeting. Go to bed wondering if we were productive enough to deserve rest. And the moment we slow down, boom, that voice kicks in. What are you doing just sitting there? You're falling behind. You didn't get enough done today. Like your soul is being evaluated by an invisible manager. But here's the truth. That voice, that pressure, most of it isn't even yours. You just inherited it, absorbed it, wore it like skin because no one told you it was okay to take it off. No one told you that your value was never supposed to come from your output. No one said, you don't have to earn your right to exist. So let me say it now. You are not your hustle. You are not your job title. You are not your inbox, your calendar, or your unchecked to-do list. You are a human being. And that should be enough. The problem with tying your worth to productivity is that you become terrified of stillness. Because stillness feels like failure, like invisibility, like erasing yourself, one unfinished task at a time. You keep going, even when you're running on fumes, even when your body is whispering, please stop, even when your soul is so tired, it doesn't even remember what it feels like to just exist. You wake up in performance mode, you drink your coffee like armor, you show up, smile, produce, even if your heart is breaking behind the PowerPoint. Because in this world, rest is suspicious, slowness is guilt, and anything that isn't measurable feels worthless. But here's something no one told you growing up. You are not a spreadsheet. You are not a factory. You are not a damn productivity tool in human skin. You're a soul, a breath, a story in motion, and stories don't have KP is. Look, I know how sneaky this pressure is. It disguises itself as ambition, as discipline, as just pushing through. But sometimes what we call drive is actually fear in a business suit, fear of being left behind, fear of disappointing someone, Fear of facing the quiet truth that you don't know who you are unless you're doing something. And that's the part that hurts the most, isn't it? Because if you stop achieving, who's left? If no one claps, if no one thanks you, if no one sees the grind, do you still exist? Yes, you do. Even if you're not impressive today, even if you got nothing done, even if your biggest accomplishment was brushing your teeth and changing hoodies, even if the dishes are still in the sink judging you with their greasy little eyes, you still exist, still worthy, still enough. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who spent his whole life building sandcastles. Perfect, symmetrical, admired. Every morning he built. Every night, the tide came and erased it all. One day, he didn't have the energy to start again. So he sat in the sand. And as he watched the ocean reclaim the shore, he realized the castles were never meant to last. But he was, and so are you. You were never meant to be permanent proof of output. You were meant to be present, to feel, to breathe, to love, to crumble and rebuild, not in spreadsheets, but in spirit. You were not born to earn rest. You were born with the right to it. And no system, no job, no internalized pressure gets to take that away from you. So, what do we do? If the hustle isn't the answer, if worth doesn't live in our output, if slowing down doesn't make us disappear, then what now? We start small, radically small. Tiny acts of rebellion that say, I exist even when I'm not performing. It looks like sitting still without touching your phone, letting your mind wander without guilt, breathing in silence and not calling it wasted time. It's canceling plans not because you're busy, but because your soul said, not today. It's watching a tree sway outside your window like it's the most important meeting of the day. It's reminding yourself, gently, daily, that peace doesn't ask for proof. You don't have to deserve it. You just have to receive it. Here's a radical thought. What if rest wasn't the reward at the end of your to-do list, but the foundation that makes any of it matter? What if you stopped using productivity as a measuring stick for your humanity? What if your goal wasn't to get back on track, but to finally get off the damn hamster wheel? There's a quiet revolution in choosing slowness, in not checking all the boxes, in letting some things go unanswered. Because you're not a brand. You're not a personal project. You're not a set of deliverables. You're a person. A breathing, complex, evolving person. And people need space. They need rest. They need softness, not strategies. Stillness, not systems. This is your permission slip. To do less? To be more? So maybe today, you don't finish the list. Maybe the dishes stay in the sink. Maybe the emails wait. Maybe the world spins without your constant effort. And maybe that's okay. Because the truth is, your value was never in how much you could carry. It was in the fact that you are here, now still breathing, still becoming. So tonight, or whenever your soul needs this, rest. Not because you earned it, but because it's yours. Rest like it's sacred, like it's holy, like it's not a break from being human, but the most human thing you could do. Rest so deep your bones whisper, thank you. So deep your nervous system unclenches. So deep your soul finally exhales. Because peace, it doesn't always come with ocean sounds and perfect lighting. Sometimes it looks like closing your laptop with a shaky breath. Sometimes it's choosing to sit in silence instead of proving your worth. Sometimes it's crying in the dark and calling that enough. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You don't need to wait for life to become less chaotic. You just need one pause, one breath, one choice to believe. I matter, even now, even like this. So go ahead, shut it down, take the nap, say no,